nation tour to Poland and Ukraine. This is the big breaking input that we are giving to you. Remember, today being 24th of August is also the National Day of Ukraine, and Prime Minister Modi's visit to Ukraine on 23rd of August was also seen largely symbolic in terms of a diplomatic push. And those are the visuals we are bringing to you of the Indian Prime Minister disembarking as he arrives in the national capital. Payal Mehta joins me on the phone line. Payal, to give a quick roundup of both the nations that were toured by Prime Minister, goes on to highlight India's growing emphasis on the significance that it bestows upon Central and Eastern Europe.
Well, of course, the Prime Minister, in fact, on his 3-day visit, when he visited both Poland and Ukraine, did make very, very significant points. And Akanja, you've reported about it all along in terms of what its geopolitical significance can be. And more importantly, the Prime Minister took a message of peace with him when he met the Ukrainian President, Mr. Zelenskyy, essentially saying that India will do whatever it is possible in its might to, in fact, make sure that peace prevails, because no solution can ever come to any country or any nation across the world if there is a war situation. So obviously the Prime Minister coming back after that successful visit, and Akanja, this is not the end of the day for the Prime Minister. Prime Minister immediately will go back to his residence. He has a series of meetings lined up. He has to meet some representatives, going to speak to him about the importance of what needs to be done for the workers who are working at the government level. That meeting is going to be there at about 4 o'clock. And then 5 o'clock in the evening is when the Union Cabinet will be meeting. So the Prime Minister, of course, coming back from a hectic trip after having traveled 10 hours from Poland to Ukraine, has a full chock-a-block day full of meetings and full of important developments to take place as well, Akansha.
Absolutely. Very interesting that you mentioned that it's really not the end of the day, rather a beginning of a chock-a-block, jam-packed day for the Prime Minister. Having said that, in hindsight, when we look at Prime Minister's visit to Ukraine, in fact, Aman is also joining us, and let me take that question from Aman. Aman, to give a quick roundup of what Prime Minister's visit has panned out in terms of his visit to Ukraine, a lot of hopes were placed in on the fact that there may be a peace plan that Prime Minister may try to broker in. But coming in from the External Affairs Ministry, we heard that, the offer has been made and the focus is more on the objective rather than the process of it.
Well, absolutely. In Ukraine, we have seen Prime Minister Modi offering what we should say his personal help to end the Russia-Ukraine war. So the Foreign Minister, Mr. Jaishankar, also said that India is willing to do whatever we can, and this is a major outreach, I believe, by the Prime Minister to strike what could say a peace deal between both the two warring nations which he has visited within 6 weeks of each other. The Prime Minister very clearly saying that he would himself want to contribute as a friend if needed towards the peace effort between Russia and Ukraine, saying this in the presence of Mr. Zelenskyy in Kyiv on Friday. I think what has also happened during the Ukraine visit is the Prime Minister making it very clear that, look, India is on the side of peace. India is not taking any other side. India is only on the side of peace. And the joint statement very significantly, I would say, also mentioning that territorial integrity is of utmost importance. And the Prime Minister very clearly saying that he had told Mr. Putin in Moscow also that no solution can be found on the battlefield. So essentially, within 6 weeks of each other, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has told both the nations now that dialogue and diplomacy is required. Both sides must move forward on it, and that India is ready to play a role of what I would say a facilitator in any way if it helps.
Many thanks to you, Aman and Payal, for bringing in all those latest inputs on that news story.